Agriculture.
Alright, I'm here to talk to you guys about how GPS can benefit agriculture. First off, GPS can reduce the amount of overlapping when applying chemicals or fertilizers. That way you don't have too much in one spot, or you're not wasting anything. Also, it has pinpoint planting. As you can see in this picture, the rows come right to where the other rows are going this way. So without GPS, the farmer probably would have planted way past that and could have wasted some seed. So also it has a variable rate. As you can see in this picture as well, the brighter colors such as the red or the orange are going to need some more fertilizer applied to it than the green sections. That way you aren't wasting any kind of fertilizer or chemicals, which are expensive. It's also going to improve your land. As you can see in this picture, the farmer is just tilling up one little section on each row there. When he comes back to plant, he's just going to hit those spots and not going to till up the land anymore. That's going to save on soil erosion, and it's going to keep the land a little more fertile. Also, it's going to reduce your operator fatigue. The farmer will be a little bit more happier and will smile a little bit more. Also, here are some examples. On the top of the tractor here, you got the GPS. You can't see, it's just that yellow thing right on top. This uses the same technology as what's in your cell phones or Garmin or TomTom. In this picture, you can see how precise he is. He's right on where he needs to be with the other row. He isn't overlapping, or he isn't missing any of the field. As technology and equipment improve, the need for GPS is going to improve. As you can see, it would be really hard to see your marker from way out here. It's a pretty big planter, so I like this picture the best because it shows how accurate the GPS is. The farmer is right on where he needs to be. The rows are evenly spaced, and it pretty much just explains itself with how pinpoint and accurate it is right there. So with that, I believe I'm going to pass it to Sarah.
With all the things that Alex just explained to us how GPS can be used in agriculture, we can have you guys brainstorm and think of some ways that we're going to, or places that we're going to have savings from using precision ag. So if you guys just want to yell out a few things that you can think of how GPS can pay for itself. Anyone? Less fertilizer.
More efficient.
Efficiency.
Less time spent.
Do you have something?
Less spraying.
Less spraying.
Pretty solid list.
Pretty good. So as you can see, our lists pretty match up pretty well. We're going to reduce the amount of seed, fertilizer, and herbicide fuel we're going to use by less passes in the field. Using pinpoint rows is going to less the amount of seed that you use, and we're also going to decrease the amount of time in the field. We also can improve on yields with more accuracy in using fertilizer and herbicide. We can improve on conservation and nutrient management by, like what Alex explained to us, variable rate application. We're going to be able to put fertilizer in places that's more needed and less in where it's not needed, so we can reduce the amount of runoff or waste that we have. We can increase productivity and your operator comforts.
This is just a little chart to show you how GPS can pay off in certain situations. As you can see, seed, less cost, machinery, less cost. Unfortunately, GPS doesn't make your land any more valuable, even though everybody wish it could. And we have a little case study for you here. We have various farm sizes and operations going on. We have tillage, planting, and spraying. And we have some yearly costs in there. And the system life of a GPS unit is roughly 5 years. After that, it becomes obsolete, so it's just time to get a new one. And give you a few minutes here to figure this out. We'll come around and help you guys if you need any help.
You may need your cell phones to use as a calculator.
Alright, everybody kind of figure out what they have at the end. If you have a negative number, it's alright. There are a few negatives out there. Alright, farm number 1. Where's that? Kevin. What did you you had farm number 1, right?
Yeah.
What did you come up with at the end?
How many acres?
Or, yeah, what was your farm size?
400 acres.
Okay. And what was your practice or your operation?
Tillage.
Okay. And what did you come up with at the end?
I was in the whole 1,020.
Okay.
So you lost $1,000 there for using GPS. For that added cost. Okay.
Farm number 2.
We had 2,500 acres and our operation was tillage and we made $450.
Farm number 3. What was your farm size and operation?
100 acres and we're planting. And we were to get 22
Number 4.
2,500 acres and we made 4,040.
Number 5.
Our operation was spraying, farm size 400 acres, and we lost 2,360.
Okay. And finally, number 6.
Ours was 2,500 acres and we made 1,840.
Okay. Now, as you can see up here, GPS does pay off in the larger farms. You kind of need more farmland, so the precision happens on more instances. And if you're just a small hobby farmer or something like that, GPS isn't really required. Kevin.
Excellent. So I guess it's important to note that we selected a few representative values here, and we selected just a few arbitrary, not really arbitrary numbers, but educated numbers. But it's important to note that I guess every operation is going to have different numbers to run this sort of calculation. Going to have different systems and be able to potentially use this equipment on different operations as well. So it's important to consult with a precision ag specialist when considering whether or not to implement any GPS or precision into your operation. Some of the photographs and especially the data that we're using in our presentation came from Dr. Matthew Darr, who teaches in precision ag here on campus. And then the earlier activity was an activity developed by ISU Extension Science, Engineering, and Technology.
That concludes our presentation, and we hope that we hit all of our objectives, including explain how GPS works, discuss how GPS can be used in agriculture, and then lastly evaluate how precision ag can pay off. Are there any questions?
How much does one of these systems cost?
The question was how much do some of the systems cost? The system costs can really vary, and it would depend on what level you go into. For example, I think the tillage cost was approximately a $6,500 system, and that gets you like a GPS receiver, basic GPS receiver with auto steer as well. And then once you get into some of the spraying packages, you end up with the higher system cost is due to increased control on the planting. Needing automatic row shutoffs and spraying, needing your boom section control. So you increase your cost. Anywhere from $6,000 to $25,000 would be kind of the range of systems. The values represented there would be a representative actual system cost, total system cost.
I know that quite a few people have had problems like with their GPS still. Is it because it's such and such early stages of development? Do you think that it will be smoother, and how long a time do you think?
The question was, a lot of people are still having trouble with GPS, and what's the timeline for stable use? I think there's a lot of the major manufacturers have developed products and have fairly stable products, but there's a lot of opportunity in the precision ag field, and so there's a lot of new manufacturers entering the market. So I think we'll continue to see the less stable. Not saying that all new manufacturers have less stability in their products, but I think we'll see more beta products that become or are on the market because of that.
Like only technology gets better with time.
Certainly.
All right, people. Thank you.